Hello, my name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Now, our subject for today that we'll be discussing is up here, and it is the truth about the universe. It's just chaotic energy. It's just chaotic energy. So let us look at a question in relationship to that. And here is the question. Does anything exist without you? Does anything exist without you? Well, that's kind of an interesting question. So let us kind of begin to dissect this question and look at the chaotic energy that we are all embedded in. And we might not know that. So as you think about this question, does anything exist without you? Today, we're having a little black tea fused with oolong. And there's a little bit of vanilla in it and some other interesting flavors. And it is quite tasty. Now, let us ask another question. And it is this. What is outside of you? Well, you may say, well, there's all kinds of things. There's a whiteboard here. There's a car outside in my driveway. There's all kind of objects. Now, are those objects, do they exist without you? Oh. Now, see, that's what we're going to talk about. And what is outside of you? Only energy. And that energy is meaningless and chaotic. Oh, no, there isn't. It's all, there's my car, it's all objects. And I'm saying this energy outside of you is meaningless and chaotic. Well then, who gives the meaning to this energy? The meaning comes from you. The meaning of the object, whatever it is, comes from you and not from what you consider the object, which is outside of you. So, what is outside of you? Energy that is meaningless, and you give the meaning to everything in your life. Now let's see, because the meaning does not come from what you think is outside of you. Now, wherever you're at now, look around the room that you're in, or the space that you're in, and see what has meaning, a lot of meaning. And it might be a picture of a loved one. It may be an old baseball glove that you had. It may be a baseball with somebody's name on it that is very important to you. It may be a yearbook. It may be a candlestick. It doesn't. What it is outside of you, and it's an object. Now here's the question. does that object, whatever it is, does the meaning come from the object? For instance, say you have a picture of a loved one. Oh, very important. This is my dad before he passed, or my grandfather who used to work on a railroad, or my aunt who left me a lot of money and I loved her very much. Whatever it is, if I walk into that space, do I care about your grandmother? Do I care about your dad? Only in relationship to what I think about you and our experience together. So, where does the meaning of the object come for your grandmother, her picture? The meaning does not come from your grandmother. The meaning does not come from the picture. The meaning comes from you. You put the meaning on it, not the object. The object is neutral, whatever it is. A car, a girlfriend, a house, a significant other, a child, a pet. The meaning does not come from the outside object. You put the meaning on it. And that's the point I want to get. Because most of the time, we believe in the egoic world. The meaning comes from the object, and I am observing the object and recognizing the meaning that it has. It only has meaning for you, not for me. That's the way of life. But we think the outside object has meaning in itself. It doesn't. Whatever you think is important that you can't get rid of, antique furniture that belonged to your grandmother, a picture hanging on the wall that your grandmother told you about, told a story about it, and how it reminded her of something. And you have that picture and you say, oh, that's a very important picture. It's only important to you. Don't mean anything to me. So let's just look a little bit further here at this, recognizing that the meaning does not come from the object or the experience, a meaningful experience. When you met your wife for the first time, when you were intimate for the first time, whatever the experience is, the meaning that it has comes from you. So our subject, again, is the truth about the universe. It's just chaotic energy that we have brought in and put a meaning on it that makes it valuable for us. Oh, this is kind of strange and kind of esoteric, and we're going to put some models together to see if we can pull this information. The meaning of any object does not come from the object. It comes from the observation of the object in specific ways by whoever is doing the observation, not from the object. Interesting concept. And now another. And here is our model. So everything is interconnected. Now, if you look at, in the classic world, you have objects. And in the model, I'm looking at 6 objects that are all interconnected in one way or another, directly in this case, and through the other objects that are in there. So everything is interconnected, and you might think about the concept of 6 degrees of separation, where any one person can be connected to another person, to know another person, through an interconnecting chain of a friend of a friend. Just 6 rounds, and the other person will have a connection through the interconnection of, in this case, friends. It's a concept, you can look it up. And there was a movie about it too, 6 degrees of separation. It's quite interesting. So, now, that's classic objects in the classic realm. Now let us go down to another fact. And here it is. There are no objects in the universe. There are no objects in the universe. Now we have talked about this because what you believe is an object is energy. And what do you do with that energy? You observe it with your senses. The only way you know anything about what's outside of you is through the input of your senses. Now, do not confuse the input with saying, my senses tell me what's outside. That's a fallacy. That is a belief in the egoic world, but it's a fallacy. Your senses tell you nothing. Now, my friends, we've said this many times, but in the egoic world, in the land of the ego, it is difficult to understand that the senses do not do what you think they do. All the senses do is collect information and input that information into the mind through a filtering system of your lens of perception, which is basically what you believe. So you take in information and you filter it. Everything that you think you are getting from your senses is an interpretation of the mind. It is not what the senses are telling you. They can't tell you anything. And you can look it up in science too, and they'll tell you the same thing. If you go to Google and you say, do your senses tell you anything? They'll say, no, your senses tell you nothing. They got no tongue. They got no larynx. They got no vocal cords. They can't tell you anything. Everything that you think you observe or see or objects outside of you are an interpretation of the mind. Let us go down to our last comment. There are only interacting quantum fields. Quantum fields. Now, we talked about this before. Your senses do pick up information, but it is of the intersection of the quantum fields as they interchange information with each other. They are constantly moving. All of this energy that is chaotic is always moving. There is no consistency. There is no reality. Reality being a fixed process, a fixed mountain, a fixed anything. It's always moving. Well, yeah, but I can't see it move. I can't see the mountain move. Well, you're looking with the wrong eyes. You have to change your vision because you're actually looking, investigating your world with all of your senses, but with the mind's interpretation based upon what you believe. Now, let us look at A Course in Miracles. And let's see what the Course says in relationship to the universe. Now, the universe, see, our world, which I said is chaotic energy, comes from a universe. The world isn't by itself. The world is attached to a universe. It's interconnected. And if you look at it, we are connected to the sun. And we can't get away from it. Not easily. The earth is going around the sun? No, it's not. The earth is going in a corkscrew pattern as the sun moves. Nothing's stable. Nothing stays fixed. The sun isn't fixed. It's moving at thousands of miles an hour. And the earth is attached to it, and it's following it, and it's going around and around and around like a corkscrew. So, the Christmas that you spent last year and made all those, your Christmas tree, whatever it was, or your, whatever you have, around that kind of time, you say, oh, we're having another Christmas. Here's a Christmas tree. It looks just like last year, but it's a different place. It's thousands of miles away from where it was last year. Nothing is the same. Everything is changing, but we want stability. And so we believe we have reality, and we're looking for reality. You're not going to find it. It's not there. What's there? Quantum fields of energy that are interacting, that your senses are picking up that interaction, that are transporting that energy to the mind. And the mind is creating every object you believe is outside of you. It has no meaning outside of you. The meaning comes from you. Now, what was the question? Does anything exist without you? Without you, the world that you believe is there is not there. That world is gone because it is made out of your mind's interpretation based on your belief system. Without you and your belief system, there is no world. There is no universe. There is chaotic quantum fields of energy. You create your world. You create the whole thing. And that world fits perfectly inside this infinite field of everything that's chaotic. So what's the importance of this? Begin to recognize you make your world, you can change your world. You make your world out of what you believe. You change your world by changing your beliefs. You change your beliefs and you get a new world. Just like that. You don't like the world that you have? Change your beliefs. Now, if you go outside and try to change the objects, that's an effect. The objects outside, a projection, is an effect of the cause. And the cause is you. When you change, and that's like manifesting, basically. That's manifesting. So you have the world that you have right now. You manifested it. You manifested the whole thing based on your beliefs. Now you want to manifest something different? You got to change your beliefs. Not what's outside. That's just the result of what you currently believe. Change your beliefs, you change your world. Oh, this is an illusion, and nothing is what you think it is. So, be good to yourself. If you want a different world, don't look for the world outside of you to change. Look for your creation inside to change. And your projection outside will be different. Peace. Bye now.